Right. It may seem like spring comes around more quickly every year, although I have not felt that this year, I've got to be honest. And there is some evidence to back up that spring has indeed sprung earlier.
So this is a study of woodland near Oxford suggesting the timing of the season has shifted forward by 3 weeks compared to the 1940s.
Researchers have come to the conclusion because the great tit birds that live in Wytham woods are laying their eggs earlier than ever. Victoria Gill reports.
More than 500 plant species, 800 types of butterflies and moths, and in one woodland site of about a square mile, there are 1,200 specially built nest boxes. Because Wytham Wood near Oxford is a very special site of scientific interest.
Is this officially the most studied woodland in the world, do you think?
I mean, it certainly must be one of them. We've published more than 350 papers just from the Wytham Tit project alone.
Oh wow, that is impressive.
This year marks the 75th anniversary of the Wytham Great Tit project. Scientists have systematically monitored every chick hatched in their nest boxes here since 1947. And we're about to meet the newest generation.
Wow, how many are there?
So there are 8. So that's a very standard size for a great tit. Yeah.
8 seems a lot. 8 very hungry babies to feed.
Yeah. So you can actually see most of their digestive system because they're
Yeah,
sort
they're
of
almost transparent, and they're just mouths open, feed me.
Now these parents have got a lot of work to do. So they've got to find about 10,000 caterpillars for these.
10,000 to get them to fledge?
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. So I guess mum and dad will be out just gathering caterpillars now and just be repeatedly back to the nest.
Yeah, all day long. I think people are quite divided on whether they think they're cute or ugly.
I think they're
I
sort
like
of
them.
cute ugly.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
It's precisely because this has been a continuous study for all those decades that researchers have been able to see and to measure the change in the timing of spring here.
The 75 years that we've been studying the tits here, we've seen quite a marked shift in the timing of egg laying. So they're now laying about 3 weeks earlier than they were in the 1940s.
That is a big shift.
Yeah, exactly. The tits here are actually managing to track the other members of their food chain quite well. So the caterpillars they feed on and the oak trees that the caterpillars feed on. So both the caterpillars and the oaks have also shifted their timing earlier. So the whole sort of food chain has shifted earlier in spring.
The woods were bequeathed to Oxford University by a wealthy local family back in 1942. Since then, they've been the site of dozens of different scientific projects. But the longest running is the Great Tit Study, which Chris Perrins has been involved in for more than half a century.
What's been your involvement with the studies here?
I came in '57, and it is changing, but from year to year, it's a lovely piece of woodland which is maintaining pretty much the same sort of thing.
And what are your reflections on the seasonal shift?
My thoughts are that that's fine, unless it gets to limits where the trees or the caterpillars or the birds can't do that shift because it's too big.
And that's still a question
that is still a big question to answer and a very interesting one.
The work here goes on, and whenever spring happens, it's a busy season for the birds and the scientists. Because as our climate changes, these rare, decades-long studies that track exactly how the natural world responds become more important as time goes on. Victoria Gill, BBC News, Wytham Wood.